Hello.
Hello, John.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, how are you? Long time no see.
hmm
Hope you're doing well.
So, what have you been up to?
Well, I can tell you as we go, and I can show what I've been working on.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the respect game and what the structure of the meeting is, of the event. It's we go in turns and we share what we've been working on for the past week, could be even more. And then we record each other's votes when we start to rank
Mhm.
how much who do we think has done the most, starting with level 6 as the first level, as representing the first place. And then going down for level 5, then the second most, and so forth. So I'll start. Of course, let me know if there are any questions. Happy to answer. Also feel free to share your screen too when you present. So for this past week, I've worked on editing the videos from the past week, which is from Optimism Fractal 14, as well as the Eden Fractal 86 meeting, and now the next step here is to work on the thumbnails and timestamps. Although I'm getting help on the timestamps, but it's mainly the thumbnails that need to be done, as well as the description and titles. Over here on Twitter, as well as Farcaster and Discord, and Telegram too, and the governance forum, I've made similar type of promotions to invite people to join the event. They look like that. So this is the example for what was posted on Twitter, as well as I created this image which represent us. And then I also posted about asking whoever has voting power and optimism to support our mission request about creating videos for optimism. And I'll touch upon this just a bit later, but I did made a tweet to ask whoever has voting power to register that and to bring it to their attention. I've also been very interested in seeing how Farcaster grows, and it's grown exponentially. So the Farcaster is a decentralized social media app, and now it's amongst the top.
Yeah, I'm
the
going
top
to need Denver too.
10 on
Yeah,
on the app.
I'll be there for a few days.
On the App Store, actually. So I started making similar messages here, inviting people, and same thing with actually another cast, asking for bringing it to people's attention that we have a mission request about creating videos for optimism and asking for their support here. And then similar thing with the Discord chat and the Optimism Fractal Discord, as well as I posted in the Optimism's general Discord in the show and tell channel. And also what I did was I reached out individually to different delegates in private messages to ask for their support in that mission request.
I guess I'll step up. I haven't done much for optimism this week, but I was in New York City
Sorry,
at a ZK
John, do you
meetup,
mind if I'm gonna mute you
and
just as
one
I
of the
go,
things that they were talking about was
as there is
that
a bit of.
a global order book has.
And I also promoted the event in Telegram, and worked alongside Dan. Also, in general, with the promotions, I work alongside Dan. He provides feedback, and we brainstorm together on the best message. Over here, I also shared updates on Telegram about the planning sessions that we started doing, which generally start straight after the Optimism Fractal Meet event ends, which is in 40 minutes from now, and it lasts for 30 minutes. This is where we usually take the time to brainstorm, coordinate, and create the future for Optimism Fractal and discuss any important topics. And also another update for the council formation, which I think then we'll talk about more later on. And similar thing here, I did post in the governance forum to invite to the meeting, as well as an update to the planning session and the council formation, and also linking to the tweet. And then most of my focus has been on this mission request that I've been also promoting alongside Dan. We generally, to give a bit of context here, the mission requests are a way or an opportunity that Optimism provides for, in this case, was top 100 delegates or someone creating a mission request through the top 100, any of the top 100 delegates on Optimism to propose for them. In this case, Christoph from L2Beat sponsored our mission request proposal, and it's about generally to create entertaining and educational videos that draw people into Optimism Collective and to raise awareness for the governance and in general the Optimism ecosystem. So what happened is that we had to get 4 other delegates approval until the 7th of February. And so we were getting feedback here, and that's what we were doing 2 weeks ago. We were responding to feedback, and generally from the past week, me and Dan, we were responding to some more feedback, and I was outreaching in Discord to delegates to ask them for their approval and to ask them to review the mission request. And now it's been actually approved, and then the next step here is to get the rest of the delegates or whoever has actually a voting power to vote for that and for that mission request, and to reach the minimum threshold of at least 13.54 million OP votes. And it really depends on how much voting power each of the voters have, and generally that even with less than 10 voters, they can significantly change the current ranks and results right now. And this is what I've been mostly focusing on. And sorry to go a bit over time. I'll stop the screen share now and ask who would like to go next. Generally, the question here is, what have you worked on for the past 1 week or so to contribute to Optimism? Or if it's not related solely to Optimism, it can be related to anything that you think is valuable and can benefit in some way eventually Optimism too.
I can go.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, like I don't really do stuff on Optimism, but I am doing things that, like Rosemary said, could potentially benefit Optimism in the future. Yeah, Dan told me I could still join the meetings. So I'm here, and let me see. I'm not sure if I can share like all of my desktops. But I want to show basically what I've been working on. This is not the right.
Also, feel free to go over the 4 minutes because generally the 4 minutes is more so when they're in a way like 5, 6 people in the breakout room. In this case, we can take each more if we want to. No problem.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically what I'm working on is stuff for like the Wax blockchain. And I'm actually planning probably this week, hopefully if I can get to it, to bridge at least one of my tokens onto other chains. And once I figure that out, which shouldn't be too hard because there's a repo to do it, I could potentially come to Optimism. At that point, it's just like, where is the sort of attention going? But what I'm working on, I think, is really powerful for all of blockchain, not just like Wax or not just Optimism. So this contract is a UPS contract, so it's basically upvotes. And what it does is it allows any person to register content, and then that content, this is the content table. So we have a unique identifier of the content, and there's also like a domain. So the domain can either be like a domain name, like cxc.world, or it could be spotify.com, or it could be an NFT collection. So within that domain, we have a competition for who can get the most upvotes within a time period. Then we have a reward token. So in the configuration table, the contract owner sets up the reward token as well as the up token. So you have a token that you need to send to the contract to get an up, and then the contract rewards both the curator and the person who added the content with the reward token. So I previously built like a sort of more complicated version of this, and I'm scaling it back to just so it's more like usable for everybody. Some other interesting things about the contract is like we divide everything into not only time units but different places. So one of the big sort of competitions that we have is, you have top charts and you try to get to the top of the top charts by getting the most upvotes. So those top charts would be generated based upon geolocations. And we're starting out with like the content subregions. So you can get to the top of the charts in like Western Asia, Europe. I decided not to go with like just the regular continents because I don't think that they're a very good like kind of representation of taste. And then you can also get the countries, so you can get to the top charts in the countries. Another interesting thing, I'm using these like reward series, which are used to like level up different multipliers that you can get on the contract. So you can have a referral system that rewards people based upon how many people came to the contract, as well as based on, in a different contract, we're using this for NFT staked, but, you can use these reward systems to decide how much of the reward token you give. So it's not just a linear progression, which sometimes isn't the best to reward people in gamified systems. So that's what I've been working on. I'm kind of probably like 30 to 50% done. I still have all these actions to fill out. But yeah, like all this, I've been sort of, taking the ideas and putting it into code in the last week. Other than that, since we have time, I'm going to share a different screen. I want to talk a little bit about Tetra. So one thing I've done this past week is I've gone through and worked on like our narrative with Tetra. Tetra is a project I started, really I started working on it in 2020, but it's an evolution of CXC, which I incorporated in 2014, and I was sort of bumping ideas around before that. So again, this is not really planning to come to Optimism, but we're nearing the phase where we are going to be looking for funding. So it's very likely that I could look for funding on Optimism. I think it's one of the most funded sort of systems. So yeah, basically what I'm working on is just trying to get like a good narrative of like why people should care about this project. With CXC, like I focus so much on the tech, like I literally launched on the same day I opened the Discord, like I launched the app just because, you know, I'm a programmer, so I'm trying to learn like how to actually sell stuff. And it's all about the narrative. So I'm trying to like not say too much, but like understand what motivates people and what I can say to sort of seduce people into even like learning about more about Tetra, because I believe it is a very good system. I worked pretty hard to sort of design it, and I'm, you know, charging forward without anything holding me back. But it's an exciting system. We have the local nomics, which is like the, you know, similar to that local what was I saying? The local top chart system. So that is a part of Tetra, although it's more based around raising awareness instead of just like a popularity competition. So we have our own project structure, which we've been testing out on Aqueduct a little bit. But yeah, so this is what I've been working on the past week. Again, it's not really related to optimism. Like I don't really expect to get points, but I do enjoy to share what I'm doing. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I've got. So on to you, John.
Okay, hello. I'm just going to start by just talking about what you guys are doing, and then I'll get into what I'm doing. A common theme you both have is the artwork you are doing. I think the artwork is exceptionally good. It's definitely eye-catching. Do you both do it yourselves, or?
I do like so I do like a bunch of fractal art. Like I designed this t-shirt I'm wearing, so I use like Chaotica Studio to do the fractal art. Some of the images on Tetra, I use AI, and then I also make like sacred geometry patterns in Adobe Illustrator, and I like layer those over top. But yeah, I use some AI elements, and then I do the other stuff.
For me, it's a similar answer. I use Midjourney, which is in Discord. And I can, if you want, provide a link for it in chat. It is very useful AI tool. It works by creating a prompt, describing what you want to the AI to come up with as an image, and then you can edit it further again through prompts to find the desired image. And I find it very saving me a lot of time and efforts. And then I further refine it into Affinity Photo too, which is similarly to how Photoshop works, to add the text and vibrance and effects like that. Thank you.
What tool is that? You just
This is
mentioned?
Midjourney, MID Journey.
Okay, and then was there another tool you mentioned after that?
Affinity Photo.
Affinity Photo?
Affinity Photo.
Okay. Yeah, because you both do really good artwork.
Thank you.
I don't think I could probably get to that, but I think that's a definite strength you both have is your artwork. I'm not sure if you're going to be doing NFTs with that, but I guess you should promote the artwork a lot. Gustav, I guess when I see the Tetra, you should display what the use case is more clearly, because it's always good to say, I want to help everybody out. It's not about the voting, or a popularity contest, it's about sharing, but you have to give a real life example just to get people saying, oh, that's what they're doing, because I think you're just too generic. It looks very interesting, but like I can't say I know exactly what it's doing, if that's good feedback. Okay, but I would focus on that because you always want to focus on the problem you're solving. That's, I think, the goal to get anybody's interest, and it has to be unique and something nobody else is doing, if that helps. I'm going to share my screen, I guess. And again, this isn't really just for optimism.
Thank you for the feedback.
Yeah, I think that's the correct screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, because I have four, so. Okay.
We see the
Okay,
EVM
so,
finance.
Okay, so this is EVM Finance, and what our goal is right now is we want to build a better block explorer than what Etherscan provides. We just created a proof of concept for Ethereum. We're still working, I mean, for Ripple, but this is like the Ripple blocks as they occur right now. And our goal is not just to have hash codes, but to have descriptions for them. So like I can look at this ledger summary right now, the same way you would with Etherscan. And then I can go to the transaction level and do things like that. But our goal really is to add more value in that if you look at to the right, we're saying there were like 90 payments in this block, this offer creates. And what we want to do in the future is click on this payment 90. And when you click into that, you will see what are the cryptocurrencies that are traded most on that block. And we're looking to do this for many blockchains, especially for EVM compatible blockchains. So we will be coming to Optimism, of course. But that is kind of what our project is. We're trying to get another upgrade in before ETH Denver, which my son and I are both going to. And we're going to be meeting with potential investors there. And we'll also be looking to work with other blockchains. And our sweet spot we're really looking for companies that don't have good block explorers. Like Etherscan hits like a lot of the top ones, but they don't hit some of the smaller ones. And so we're going to be looking to work with multiple blockchains, but that's kind of what we're doing. We've been working on our pitch deck, but pretty much our pitch is we're building a block explorer made for traders, and it will be easier to read, so people just don't see hash codes. We kind of want to make a block explorer a better experience, which we don't feel it is today.
That's great.
And
Thanks for sharing. And congrats. It looks awesome.
okay, thanks.
And I'm not so technical, but how does the block explorer, for example, the seeing how many I think people are trading on a specific block, how does that help people, or what are the use cases
The
to
use case is really
yeah.
for a trader, because instead of just saying there's so much activity, so much volume, like a Etherscan really doesn't show you what cryptos are trading in that block. So what we want to do is have like summary records so that in 5 minutes you can see, let's say Optimism was the highest traded thing. And then you might see some chain you never heard of going, what's this Alpha Stork doing going up so high? So we just want to bring awareness to
I want to talk
exceptions
about
and what
that
have you.
Foods Network, if you want to circle back.
So
about
my
that.
son and I share the same room, so he's getting ready to talk. So I'm gonna cut it short so we're not both talking at the same time. But hopefully that answered your question.
Yes, very interesting. I hope the ETH Denver goes well and you meet many investors and the pitch goes well. I wish all the best. As well as good as well with Tetra. There's super lots of potential there that I'm very excited to see how it goes. And thanks for the feedback again, John.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of grant opportunities for that, like you can just go right to the organizations that need a block explorer and they'll give you funds. I mean, for me personally, I found that was easier than trying to raise money from investors, but definitely valuable.
Thank you. I'm setting up a group in Telegram to where we gonna proceed with the voting. John, do you have a Telegram account? I can't.
I'm muted.
You're muted. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Okay. I suppose that means that you do have it. I'm going to actually I can send a link in the chat that you can click and join the group if that would be yes. Sure. I'm just setting it up now. I just shared it in the chat. And John, do you have an Optimism account? Like a I okay. Thanks for joining. I suppose as I read in the chat, you don't think so that you have the an Optimism account with a public key. In this case, we can proceed with the voting and figure out if you can set up an account perhaps later so that you'll be able to receive the respect points as we give out their respect points to be received based on the level that we agree and reach consensus on in terms of the highest contributions. So
Can you share
perhaps
sorry. Go ahead.
can you share what?
I was gonna say, can you share that link that we replied to with our address?
Yes. So this is the first step is to respond to this message. John, don't worry about responding if you don't have an account. And then
Or
we'll
if you have like an Ethereum account, it can be like the same address. You just have to get some OP in there to vote. If that makes sense.
do you have an Ethereum account, John? I can send you some OP so that you're able to then submit the transaction on chain after we agree on the and reach consensus on the results. Okay. Okay, no problem, John. I see that you say you have to drop off. No problem. And thank you for writing your votes in here. Thank you. I can follow up with him on Telegram. And let's put my account now.
You want to do the vote?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Bum, 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 bum.
Thank you. Looks like there's consensus. For me, level 6. Okay. Good also has level 5. And level 4 is for John.
Cool. And then can we vote on chain?
Yes.
All right. I don't know if it's enough for consensus with 2.
I mean, it's 2 out of 3, so yes,
Okay.
if we both can send it. The only thing is that mm,
The website looks great.
I think
Is what?
the only thing is that without an account for John, if we submit it now, then that just wouldn't reflect it on chain. But I assume that we can just transfer him the respect later when he does provides an account.
Hmm.
But for now,
Okay.
we can just submit the results as it is. Or actually, maybe we can wait for him to let us know his account on Ethereum. Right? Because generally, if he does has an account on Ethereum, then that would work. So actually message him.
Yeah, see.
Did you submit?
No, I didn't. I was about to, and then you said that.
Yes, it might be better if, because I just I didn't think that actually just by us submitting, like, he wouldn't really need to have an OP. And he'll still receive the respect even if just both of us submit. So I'll just ask for an account.
We will see if he responds.
Yes, he said that he has a meeting starting soon. So, and well, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just submit it, and then if he responds, then I can ask Tadas if he can transfer to him just the respect scores for level 4. I think that'd
Okay,
be
I don't
better.
know if there's like a time limit on it, but also if we could do it later, if that's possible. Like
There
that'll
is
be on
a time limit, yes, on
okay.
2 hours. So I'll just submit now.
Okay.
Also, Dan just messaged me that they're ready, and I responded that we're ready too. So we'll be going back soon to the main room. Hope you're doing well.
I hope you're doing well too.
Yes, I am.
Good.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm in Guatemala.
You moved recently?
No,
Oh
I've been
no,
here.
since you, yes, you went to the US, and then last time we spoke was you just came back to Guatemala from your
Yeah.
trip. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, I went to Guatemala and then I was in Mexico and then I just came back. But yeah, we can go back to the main room.
Yep. I did let them know.
How's Bulgaria?
It's good. It was kind of cold for the past few weeks, but now it's getting better. It's getting sunnier. I was in Guatemala. 30 degrees?
It's beautiful. I don't know what's centigrade, but yeah,
Ah,
it's really
like 90 Fahrenheit.
no, it's not super hot. It gets pretty cold at night,
Oh, okay.
but it's really warm. The sun is really warm in the day.
Like in Mexico?
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe I think the sun in Mexico is maybe hotter.
Yeah, Mexico was pretty hot.
Yeah. I'm right by a lake. I have a beautiful view.
Oh, wow.
It's a volcano.
What?
Yeah, volcano San Pedro. It's not active. But there's another one like far off in the distance that explodes like every 40 minutes or so.
And you see it?
If you're looking, you can see, actually I can see the cloud of smoke right now. So it probably just erupted a few minutes ago. But if you can see that cloud above the mountain, that kind of looks,
Oh, yes.
yeah, that came from the active volcano.
Wow. Super cool. Very impressive. It looks like an image from Tumblr. Yeah.
Probably is an image from Tumblr.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the main room. Thanks for the for everything, really. About presenting and for your energy. Thanks for coming. And
Yeah.
let's see. I'm gonna go to the main room now.
Okay.